Media has played an important role as a major form of communication, representing and showing a variety of significant messages to the audience. In particular, comic books are an interesting form of media that allows the authors to be creative and imaginative in forming an argument and meaningful messages that are targeted at the audience, having an influential effect. Going deeper and more specific into comic books, superhero comics have been universal ever since its ultimate popularity boost in the 1930s and 40s, also known as the Golden Age, eventually becoming the most common, popular, and dominant form of comic books by the 1960s. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, you name it. These superheroes are heroic figures with extraordinary, supernatural, godlike abilities and superpowers.
Look! It's Wonder Woman!
Coincidentally, majority of these superheroes emerged during the Great Depression and World War II. Comic books during the Golden Age impacted the American people greatly because this was the time period when America was plunged into war and was facing a variety of conflict and problems, especially World War II and the Great Depression. However, one superhero also emerged during the Golden Age. A hero who does not have extraordinary superpowers and abilities or dramatic bipolar identities like the Hulk, but a symbolic and patriotic hero. Someone who is viewed as a very patriotic super soldier who is determined to protect his people and the country. This patriotic super soldier, his name was Steve Rogers, also known as Captain America. But let's get more specific. Why and what makes Captain America such a symbolic and heroic icon today? Regarding the fact that he has gone through a lot from being a comic book superhero into a real super soldier in the Marvel films. So for starters, what makes Captain America unique from other superheroes? There are many superheroes that are out there who each have their own special superpowers that make them stand out from other heroes and of course from everyday citizens. However, Captain America is more than just a superhero. Instead of being born with supernatural and powerful abilities, he was transformed from a weak to a robust and well-built man.
Suddenly it is over, and America has a new champion, born in an hour of need.
It is a success! We have won!
Yes, he was a scientific experiment. However, the authors of Captain America comics, Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, created this particular Marvel superhero in this way for a reason.
But I will champion the fight for freedom and justice wherever tyranny reigns.
Steve Rogers, also known as Captain America's dramatic scientific transformation not only serves as a role model for average people who want to become stronger and abandon their weak selves, but also acts as a sign of hope and determination for a war-stricken America to get itself back together, regain strength, defend, protect itself and the people from enemies and obstacles. Looking at a large range of other comic book superheroes do not tend to change their costume frequently from time to time. An exception to this is if the heroic figure has a dramatic transformation into a completely different person or hero, such as Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, and Ant-Man to Giant Man. When we think of Captain America, the colors usually stand out: red, white, and blue, very patriotic. Captain America's costume not only suits well with his name, Captain America, but Joe Simon and Jack Kirby designed his costume in a very powerful symbolic meaning that influences and bring emotional impacts towards the people during that time period, as a sign of hope and regaining strength, just like I mentioned previously. His costume consists of mainly red, white, and blue with stars, which look similar to the American flag. In the comic book series, Captain America's costume, which is red, white, and blue, is colored brightly, which makes him stand out and eye-catching to the reader. Not only is he a very vibrant red, white, and blue super figure in the comics, but if you look at a variety of the comic book series, the comics itself emphasizes the colors red, white, and blue in general, especially when Captain America is in the scene/frame. Captain America's costume has gone through changes in a design over time, however, the colors red, white, and blue still remain the same. This emphasizes the importance of the colors and how it symbolizes patriotism up to this day, even though World War II was many, many years ago. One important gadget and weapon that Captain America always has with him prominently is his shield, which is also red, white, and blue with a star, matches well with his costume. Speaking of costume changes, his shield has gone through changes in shape, which is shown in his comic book series from time to time. His shield, which is noteworthy for being circular today, as shown in the modern comic book series and Marvel films, was once not circular. Captain's first shield resembled the shield that is found on the United States seal. This shield was made out of steel and not only helped him fight and defend himself from enemies, but also gave off a powerful patriotic power towards the American citizens and readers during World War II. It also represented the token of a pledge to stay out of World War II. His shield faces its first change after the first volume because his first shield eventually gets crushed, shown in the comics Avengers number 275. This shield was the second shield, which is the circular one, and this one was given to Captain America as a gift from FDR. The third shield was an adaptation of the traditional shield, Captain's very first shield, and this shield was called the Smithsonian variant. This shield was used to combat against Hydra agents, but eventually gets destroyed in battle against Kree. The fourth shield was a disc-shaped shield that was given by Tony Stark, made from real adamantium. This shield was only used temporarily as Stark was analyzing the unique World War II era shield. The fifth shield was a discus-shaped Wakandon vibranium shield given by the Black Panther. This shield was used after the Armor Wars. The sixth shield that Captain America used was the energy shield, which was malleable and capable of changing shape due to the flexibility matrix. This shield was from Sharon Carter. The seventh shield was the osmium steel shield from Doctor Doom. The enhancements of the material that the later shields were made out of also represents the adaptation and reflection of technological development. While we take a closer look on Captain America's physical appearance, especially his body is definitely swole and buff. However, did you know that if you take a really close look throughout his comics over time, his body shape also faced changes? What do we mean by the fact that his body shape changes, just like his shield changed over time? By looking at the comic book series for its older days up until present, you will see that Captain America's body started out as skinny with only a little bit of muscle showing. Later on, Captain America begins to gain a little bit of more muscle throughout his entire body, which can be seen by his legs. This buildup makes him look bigger and sturdy compared to the earlier Captain America. Finally, Captain America gains muscles evenly throughout his entire body, which makes him appear the way he does today. His costume design did change for the later comic volumes, which also affects the way his body is shown, not too tight like the previous costume designs shown in the previous comics. The evolution of his body shape shows how Captain America has evolved not only as a patriotic symbol, but also the art behind the comics. Overall, Captain America has gone through a variety of changes from his costume, shield, and his body. The changes in the designs help Captain America adapt to different eras of time and also has the ability to drive the curiosities and interest of the audience time to time. His main story of saving people and fighting against evil, just like other superheroes, remains stable, but the changes in design will make the audience think that there is something new about the series. It will make the series and Captain America an intriguing figure that is shown by forms of media, as a comic book and on the screen nowadays, such as the Marvel films. Captain America now even has its own movies, where the latest one will be coming out in May. Media helps represent superhero symbolism and communicates with the audience, giving off a variety of effects towards the audience from different time periods. Even though Captain America can be seen as too normal to be a superhero, he is, in fact, a superhero that had impacted Americans greatly in the past, and he still serves as a significant patriotic icon today in the comic book world.
When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who chose to oppose his shield must yield. If he's led to a fight and a duel is due, then the red and the white and the blue will come through when Captain America